Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible well. Allah Shalom, all the sincere argument throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with diligence and sincerity and charity. And Allah Shalom to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Not just hearers of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, full elect. If I didn't say it, Shalom to all you sincere Akim, pushing this truth through diligence and sincerity and charity. I came across this article in Tyler. It says U.S. citizen dies from the plague less than 24 hours after showing symptoms. Now, I want to get this definition of plague real fast. Plague, it's a noun, it's a contagious bacterial disease characterized by fever and delirium, typically with the formation of bubobes, right? And here in parentheses, it has bubonic plague, and symptoms infected of the lungs. All right, a plague is a disease, okay? All right. Pesty, plaga. All right. And, in the scriptures, they're called, like a pestilence. All right. Let's see here. It says, an Arizona resident has died after contracting the plague. Here's everything you need to know about the bacterial disease, which caused one of the most fatal, epidemics in human history. And these, ancient plagues are coming back in a major way. It says last week officials in Coconino County Health and Human Services confirmed the first plague of death in Arizona in almost a decade. The deceased, who's identified as being shielded out of respect for the family, blah, 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 attended a medical institution exhibiting pneumonic plague symptoms and died the same day, according to official reports. What is the plague? And you see this picture of a rat here. It says the Black Death. All right. Was spread by fleas on rats. Now, let's look up back there. We're going to get into the scriptures. All right. Let's see here. All right. This happened during the Middle Ages. How did it start? Let's see here. All right. How did the Black Plague start? Even before the death ships pulled into the port of Messina, and many Europeans had heard rumors about a great pestilence that was carving a deadly path across the trade routes of the Near and Far East, indeed in the early 1340s. Okay. It said a disease had struck China, India, Persia, Syria, and Egypt. The plague is thought to have originated in Asia over 2,000 years ago. All right, let me see here. Let's see here. All right, some of the symptoms are certain swellings of either the groin or under the armpits, waxed to the bigness of a common apple. Others the size of an egg, and some more or less these vulgar name plague boils. All right. It goes on to say blood and pus seep out these strange swellings, which were followed by a host of unpleasant symptoms: fevers, chills, vomiting, diarrhea, terrible aches and pains, and then in short order, death, deletion. Okay. And let's get into the scriptures. here. Yep. This is Matthew. Matter of fact, I'll get it and I'll read it here. It's Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. Now I'm going to jump down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, Lord Yahushua, the word calls Jesus, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world? All right. Not the destruction of the world, but the end of an age. And we are living in the end of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man. His age, his time of ruling is coming up. It's ending. And there's many ways we know this. One way we know it now is by, the prophets. Started out apostles, the elders, a great millstone. And their teachers before them out here on the highways and byways prophesying the downfall of this place. But reading on, it says, And Yahushua answered and said to them, Take heed, no man deceive you. All right. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right, because that MOTB, the hour of temptation, that CHIP has to be issued. And if you don't know what that is by now, you need you to catch up. All right, because we got speaking code sometimes to keep our pages and not, from being deleted and these videos taken down. So, reading on. And you are hearing about wars and rumors of wars, things of that nature. Verse 7, here's the point I wanted. It says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, right? A lack of bread, water, things you need to survive on a daily basis, and pestilences, all right? And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are beginning of sorrows. And these are pestilences, which are, back here in the earth. And look, this is just a beginning of things. All right. They have the Center of Disease Control, I believe, in Georgia. Why would you need that? Okay, according to the scriptures, Revelation 12, this man, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, the deceiver, the slanderer thy brethren, right? And when you Christians, try to get on us for calling a white man the devil, especially you Israelites, you Jakes, why is he the devil? Why is he the devil? Look up what the word devil means. All right. He is a deceiver, man. And he's deceived our people. It says, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And knoweth that he had but a short time. He's going to let everything out the bag, man. Everything. You think you seen something? No, you ain't seen nothing yet. And it's really Yahweh Bashim Yahushai working on the minds of these kings, man. Right? Going back to Proverbs, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. And as rivers of water, he turneth whithersoever he will. So he's going to let a lot of plagues out of that CDC, man. Okay. And we read what this thing can do. Give you boils the size of an apple, the size of an egg, diarrhea. Okay. Foul stench. That's crazy, man. Swellings. Infection can spread to your blood or lungs. All right. You better believe it was the Most High's punishment. It was a punishment. Yeah, it cut off a lot of Jakes. It says, by this logic, matter of fact, because they did not understand the biology of the disease, many people believe that the Black Death was kind of a divine punishment, retribution for sins against Yahweh, such as greed, blasphemy, heresy, fornication, and worldliness. All right. Yeah, because scratch this thing out. Oh, I'll leave it running. But anyways, it says, but by this logic, the only way to overcome the plague was to win God's forgiveness. Some people believe the way to do this was to purge their communities of heretics and other troublemakers. So, for example, many thousands of Jews were massacred in 1348 and 1349. Thousands more fled, all right, to Europe, blah, 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 blah. But who was ruling during that time? It was Jake. It was Jake. And this was one way for Esau to come in and take over because, you know, a lot of Jakes were being deleted through this Black Death, man. All right. But us of this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we have nothing to worry about. Okay. Let's get that Psalms. Let's get that Psalms 91. All right. Let's see here. Where is it at? Yep, this is Psalms 91 and 10 says, I started 9. It says, because thou hast made the Lord, Yahweh Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. All right. So these judgments are coming for the wicked of our people, and rightfully so. So plagues are coming. All right, and it's gonna be horrific seeing Jake go through this. But that's what they ordered. That's what they deserve. That's what they earned. All right, because we're going back in Romans the 6th chapter. The wages of sin is death. Shalom.